So in the previous video, we understood Revati is always auspicious. It's a very good nakshatra, very auspicious, wealthy, lucky. So this kind of discussion we had, and also about its symbols like the nagada or the drum played by sticks is one of the symbols of Revati nakshatra. So there are a lot of things we discussed. We cannot sum it up here. So it's very famous for announcements, right? The energy of this one, even in the ancient times when a king wants to announce something to the, uh, something to the people. One person used to come and used to play that nagada, that is, with two sticks, we can just, uh, make some sound saying that there's an announcement for all of you, right? So that's where even the Mercury, there's a Mercury nakshatra, that's where the communication aspect is also coming here. Now, see, Revati is also very clever. It's also a kind of a tricky nakshatra. It's not a simple nakshatra, right? It's tricky and clever also. And it can be put in any task. They can do any kind of task, just like a mercurial behavior. It's a Mercury nakshatra. The behavior of Mercury is something like it's a neutral thing, right? And when it is added up to some planet, the energy of Mercury is converted to that kind of planet, right? A similar way, you can say, the Revati nakshatra people can be put in any task. They can fit into that. And as they are very tricky and clever, you know, they may have, if they generally, they may also have some selfish motives, and they may use that intelligence for those selfish motives. Except in a horoscope, if something is, some uh, energy is very very positive, they have very spiritual energy, or they have more, let us say, if they have such kind of 12th house energy is more, and also the 12th house energies are connected to 4 9 or 5 9, right? So this kind of, in this cases, you can say they can be more evolved souls, you can say that, right? They're very evolved souls, and they work for some universal causes also. So, generally speaking, Revati Nakshatra people can become rich. They can be financially well if they just put some efforts, or even most of the times, even without efforts, because of God's grace, they can become rich. And also the kind of civilization, the kind of social behavior, or they like to be very very well civilized. So you can say it is the last nakshatra, the 27th nakshatra. It has the ability to understand and even mimic the energy of every other nakshatra. It has that ability. It can mimic any other nakshatra. So Revati is a complete display of all possibilities of existence, right? And it is the only complete nakshatra in the sense that it contains all the wisdom and knowledge, that kind of, because it is a final nakshatra. Let us say a person is in the final stage of his life, so generally speaking, that person may have the peak of his birth's knowledge, because he has gone through a lot, right? So as it is the final nakshatra, you can see that a lot of wisdom and knowledge is present in this energy of Revati. So there is nothing which is beyond the scope of Revati's domain, and it is very difficult to label it. You know, uh, or you cannot sum up Revati in one thing, but it has a lot of wisdom and knowledge also, the energy of Revati. So it's always surprises, any astrologer or anybody by turning into something completely different. Just uh, uh, you know let us say you put it in some category, but it turns out to be another category. That kind of behavior also you can see in Revati is a kind of chameleon, as you said, right? So that's the beauty of Revati nakshatra. Actually, they can be put into any task. You cannot put them in one category, right? But the overall, what we can understand it is, it's a kind of rich nakshatra, lucky nakshatra, auspicious nakshatra, right? That one is for sure. Now, it is uh, it's a nakshatra that's dealing with it's most of the times we talk about a lot of spirituality when you talk about Revati, right? You talk about spirituality, you talk about traveling from one world to another, or the exit point of one world, so that they can see the other world, kind of energy you can always imagine. So, whenever you talk about the infinity of time, space, right? So, the concept of infinity also comes here, because it is the final nakshatra. So, this is the reason why it is hard to, pin this nakshatra into one category, right? Because always it is shining at the horizon, it's always shining at the exit. It may have the capability to grasp or to grab the other world's energy, because it is at the exit point, it's the final nakshatra. So you cannot say what is in the other world, right? The other world, because other than earth there are universe is infinite. So this exit point, we don't know what it is exposed to. So this Revati is a kind of, as it is a final nakshatra, we always say this kind of things, right? So that is one of the most important thing, and um one of the most important things. And another one is, whenever you come across a Revati native in your life, observe the native. They may have the capacity to evolve spiritually a lot if other planetary positions are supporting, right? If the Revati energy is more, yes, you can understand, it's not only by moon, it can be by other planets. If they have such kind of energy, you know they may have access to other worlds also, you can say that, right? But it's not that only moon is present in Revati, or you must be able to identify how many planets are present. And also the Mercury position is very very important in that horoscope. Where is that Mercury? Let us say a person has a lot of planets in, let us say, 2 to 3 planets, right, in Revati nakshatra, especially the planets like Rahu, Mars, or Saturn, or Ketu, or Jupiter. So this kind of planets, actually, when they are in Revati, just check the position of Mercury also, because the position of Mercury plays a major role here, right? um, and the most significant thing about Revati is that it has the ability to see and understand every other nakshatra. So they are very, very good in, astrology also. They have the capacity to see and understand other nakshatra people also. And the important thing is they can mimic any other nakshatra. That is also there. The chameleon aspect is always present in Revati. So it's most important, right? Nakshatra, you can say, really, when you want to observe the people, observe Revati nakshatra people, you can find, without any proper education also, you may see them in some good position in their life, right? These things happen because of the divine forces. you know. And of course, if the other planetary positions are very bad, especially the second lord is bad and 10th lord is bad, then what else they can do, right? It's not for everybody, but at least in a decent horoscope you can see if Revati energy is present, yes, they are something more than what you see actually, right? That's for sure. So Revati, you know, the capacity of the Revati is very, very good. So the more evolved the soul, so you need to understand the sun position also. Where is the sun in the horoscope? The sun is also in a dignified position. Then Revati people are really, they can do some miracles, or they can do something, great about spirituality, great about the divine forces. So Revati has the power to nourish. It has the power to nourish. Generally, we say, power to nourish through milk. That a kind of, you can say, it's a divine nourishment. You can say, right? So it has also some people. All of course, when you talk about cow, generally it is Pushyami nakshatra, but we can also, as it is all about nourishment. So in ancient cultures there is this kind of symbolism that people used to represent Revati also with a cow symbolism, a cow symbol, a cow and below calves, right? Uh, the progeny of cow. So that cows drinking milk of cow, that is the representation, not a single cow here, just like a Pushimi nakshatra where you have lot and lot of nourishment. That is a different thing, but Revati also has a very good nourishment, you know, the milk aspect, giving milk to cows, this kind of energy you can always see. So so the nourishment, nourishing, sustaining, this kind of energy you can see in the Revati nakshatra. And you can always see the Lakshmi aspect and the Vishnu aspect here, right? And the picture of Sagara, right, where Vishnu is on the bed of Adisesha, and uh, goddess Lakshmi is serving uh, the universal father Vishnu. Uh, so Revati actually here relates to the Shakti which sustains the celestial ocean, in which all the 14 lokas play the game of life. So it's a sustainment. The energy in this Vaikuntha energy is very, very sustained. It's very, in the celestial ocean you can see the Adisesha is just supporting Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu is uh, you know on the Adisesha where Ma Lakshmi is serving. So this picture is the regular picture uh, that you can see when you talk about Revati. So Revati, when you say Revati, just they use this picture, right? So that means um, it's a kind of communication that if you attain the universal knowledge, right, uh, then you know luck comes to you. Luck always with you. Luck serves you, even you can say that, you know. So such kind of depiction you can always have with Revati. So Revati is considered to be very balanced nakshatra. It's a very sustained and balanced nakshatra. So this balancing aspect is very much important. So this relates to its love of society and its conservative and balanced approach to the civilized people, or the societies. So the balanced approach you can always see in the Revati nakshatra. So when you talk to a Revati person, they generally talk very balanced, right? Very soft spoken, very good spoken. You can say the soft nature. You can always see there is a kind of sustainment, stability, balance. You can always observe in the Revati nakshatra. The energy has this ability. So it also relates to its wisdom. uh, After seeing all sides of a situation, they generally take the middle path. They are not very much into some biasing or something. They generally take the middle path after seeing all the situations, all sides of the outsides of a particular situation. So all philosophical and religious schools of thought, because it's the final nakshatra, when you talk about philosophy, religion, religious schools, right? So, and even they also, even if you observe philosophy and religion, they also take, if you really study the literature of one of the religions, almost most of the religions, they take the middle path, except some. We should not comment on some religions here, but most of the religions, they take a middle path, something like, especially in India, the religions born in India, they generally take the middle path. you know don't be very much biased and just take the middle path. Vedas or Puranas or Itihasas, they never uh, you know they never gave any kind of biased, they did not follow any kind of biased approach. Maybe the followers later, they might have done something to the society, but any kind of literature, you can clearly see the religious literature, they take the middle path. So in it's actually, it's a working class, it's a kind of working class nakshatra, you can say. So according to varna system, it's a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. It is a Shudra nakshatra basically. Because see, this is the Shudra nakshatra, because you may ask, it's a uh, very auspicious, lucky nakshatra, and you put it in the fourth. See, the Varna system doesn't recommend any Varna as the upper Varna or below Varna. It is not at all the case. All the four Varnas are equal. They have the equal contribution to the society. And here, the Shudra nakshatra, because ancient sages saw it as a service oriented nakshatra. you know it's a service oriented nakshatra. So Revati natives are always willing to give assistance to others. They're okay with it. So this is one of the few nakshatras which doesn't mind helping out even their enemy. This is the beauty of this nakshatra. So they always give assistance. They are ready to give assistance to others because it's a positive nakshatra, right? So Vishnu is also doing service to the universe by maintaining harmony and keeping the game of life alive, right? Vishnu, the maintainer, basically the energy of Revati is very much related to the energy of Vishnu, right? So the maintaining aspect is very much seen in this nakshatra, and it is a female nakshatra. It represents the feminine forces, basically the feminine forces that actually balance the entire universe. Those are all under the influence of Revati nakshatra. And as it is a final nakshatra, generally the body parts related to uh, you know Revati nakshatra are feet, ankles, even abdomen. Some people consider abdomen also under the influence of Revati nakshatra. So it's very clear. Ankles and feet, it's very clear, because that's what Pisces is generally. Ankles to feet is Pisces. If you say Aries is head, and finally you can see Pisces is ankles and feet. But in some of the literature, you can also observe Revati is it's related to abdomen. Especially some Ayurvedic doctors, Ayurvedic people, they generally observe if there is any problem with the Revati energy over here. If anyone comes by any complaint on abdomen complaints, right? They check the Revati energy first. The Revati energy is not so good. It's right, and even the healing people, they consider it as Manipuraka chakra, right? The positioning of where the Manipura chakra is present, basically that part of abdomen I'm talking about, right? That part of abdomen, especially the navel, right? So the Manipuraka chakra, uh, where it is actually in the abdomen, there, that if any person comes with a problem in that area of the abdomen, the Manipuraka chakra, then generally, you know, in ancient cultures, people used to check the Revati nakshatra if there is any planet, any bad planet in the Revati nakshatra, right? So then they can understand how much severe it can go in future, if it is completely bad or it has some support, or what it is basically, right? In order to understand it, uh, very clearly, they used to take the help of this Revati nakshatra planetary positions in the horoscope. So we talk about Vishnu more. When you talk about Revati, we talk about Vishnu and the picture of Vishnu lying on the bed of Adisesha in the celestial oceans, where Ma Lakshmi is with the father Vishnu. So Vishnu is the presiding deity of this particular chakra, also the Manipuraka chakra, right? So when you talk about Manipuraka chakra, you say Vishnu. It's a kind of Vishnu chakra, right? It's not the Sudarshana chakra. I'm not talking about that. It's actually the Manipuraka chakra is actually related to Father Vishnu. So, and some people, they also relate uh, Revati nakshatra with groin, right? Groin, at Groin, groin. With that also they relate. And basically you can say it's under Pisces influence. It's in the Pisces, so, and also it's the final uh, area of Pisces. So it's basically a watery nakshatra. It's a Kapha nakshatra, right? It's completely in the watery sign, right? And of course, as it is in the nakshatra of Pisces, the Jupiter influence is also present, because Pisces is the area of Jupiter. The owner of Pisces is Jupiter, basically. So the directions are north and northeast. You can see a lot of auspiciousness connected to this nakshatra, and north is actually Kubera Sthana. We say that is Lord Kubera stays there and gives a lot of money from the north direction. And northeast, which is the most holy area in a house, where we place God, or we construct our puja room in northeast, generally speaking. So northeast, we say Isanya, right? So, and north is Uttara. So this is the uh, direction allocated to it. See, it's related to the Shudra thing, but all so you can clearly understand ancient scholars or ancient rishis, they did not have any biased approach on Varna system. Most important thing, most important observation is this. So in the next video, we'll talk about different padas of Revati Nakshatra. Thanks for watching this video.